We all scroll through the news, but are we actually getting it? Today, we're going to change that. We're going to decode what's really going on and show you how to see the hidden strings that connect some big global event to, well, your life.
Have you ever had that moment, you pull up to the gas station and the price just makes your jaw drop? Or you're at the grocery store and you're thinking, wait, when did eggs get this expensive? It's easy to just shrug and think, that's weird. But here's the thing, it's almost never random.
You know that conflict you hear about on the news, happening halfway around the world? There's a very real chance that's why your grocery bill is going up. And those complicated trade deals between countries you've barely heard of? Yeah, that could be tied to jobs right in your hometown. The world is way more connected than we think, and most of the time, we're just feeling the ripple effects without ever seeing the rock that got thrown in the water.
Okay, so how do we start seeing the whole picture? Well, it starts with a pretty radical idea. Most of us are asking the completely wrong questions.
All right, check this out. For most people, when a big story breaks, the only question is, what happened? And that's it. But for the people who really understand what's going on, what happened is just the starting line. The very next thoughts are, okay, who wrote this? How do they know this stuff? And the big one, what are they not telling me? It's a total game changer.
And you have to ask those deeper questions, because, let's be real, wars today aren't just fought with drones and soldiers. They're fought with tweets, headlines, and viral videos. This isn't some conspiracy theory stuff. It's just recognizing that in the 21st century, information itself is a weapon. It's a battlefield.
So if what happened is the wrong starting point, what's the right one? What are the questions that really unlock the truth?
I know, this sounds totally backwards, right? We're always told, just get the facts. But focusing only on the what is like skipping to the last page of a mystery novel. You know who did it, but you have absolutely no idea why.
Here it is. The real secret weapon question is this. Why did this happen right now? Seriously, timing is everything. Big global events almost never just pop up out of nowhere. They're like a dam breaking after years of pressure. That little word, now, is the key that unlocks the entire story.
Let's take a real-world example. Remember when the Taliban took over Afghanistan back in 2021? The headline question was just, what happened? The Taliban took over, okay? But the expert question was, whoa, wait a minute. Why did the whole country fall apart in like a matter of days, right now? As soon as you ask that, you're forced to look at what happened just before, the specific triggers, the final straw that broke the camel's back. That's where the real story is.
Okay, so you've got the why now principle down. The very next step, just as important, is asking, all right, who's the one telling me this story? Let's look at the 2023 conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. If you read Turkish news, the story was all about Azerbaijan reclaiming its rightful territory. But if you switched over to Russian news, suddenly the story was about Russia being the great peacekeeper in the region. Then, if you checked European sources, the main focus was on the terrible refugee crisis it created. See? Same event, three totally different narratives. Nobody is necessarily lying, but their national priorities completely change what part of the story they choose to tell you.
Here's another quick one. The 2022 European gas crisis. Imagine you're in Germany. The headlines are all about survival. How are we going to heat our homes this winter? It's a panic. But now imagine you're in Norway, a huge gas exporter. Their news is a little different. It's more like, wow, look at these record profits. Same event, but your national position creates a completely different reality.
And hey, this isn't just about big news networks. It drills all the way down to the person who actually wrote the article. I mean, a quick 30-second Google search of an author's name can tell you so much. For instance, during the 2021 Israel-Gaza conflict, you'd find that some of the most critical reporting on Israel in American papers came from writers who had really deep personal connections to Palestine. Now, does that mean their reporting is wrong? Absolutely not. But it's super important context, right? It helps you understand the lens through which they see the world.
Okay, so we've got these powerful ideas. How do we turn them into a practical, everyday tool? Let's build your own personal news decoder toolkit.
Rule number 1 of the toolkit: no single source ever has the whole story. It's just not possible. Look at the Sudan crisis in 2023. African nations were worried about the whole region becoming unstable. Egypt was worried about a massive wave of refugees. The Saudis were focused on protecting their financial investments there. And Europe was focused on humanitarian aid. Every single one of those is a valid, true piece of the puzzle, but you only see the full picture when you lay all those incomplete pieces on the table together. All right, let's put this toolkit to the test. Let's do a live practice run on a really complicated, ongoing story. All that tension in the South China Sea. How would we break this down?
Okay, step 1, we triangulate. We grab the different stories.
China's official line is, hey, this has been our backyard for centuries. The US line is, we don't care who owns it, we're just making sure ships can pass through freely for global trade. But then you listen to the smaller local countries like the Philippines or Vietnam, and their story's basically, look, can you guys just chill out? We just want to fish and do business without a warship showing up. Boom! In like 30 seconds, you already have a way more nuanced understanding than 99% of people who just read one headline.
Okay, let's boil all this down. I want to give you a simple, powerful cheat sheet that you can pull out anytime a major story hits your feed.
It all comes down to these 3 magic questions. Number 1, why is this happening right now? That gets you the timing. Number 2, who else is affected by this? That gets you beyond the 2 main characters. And number 3, what do I not know about the person telling me this story? That helps you spot the bias. That's it. That's the core of it.
And here's how you put it into action. Call it the 2-minute rule. Before you share that article, before you form a strong opinion, just give yourself 2 minutes. 1, check the source and the author. 2, find 2 other articles about the same thing, ideally from different countries. That's it. 120 seconds. It is the single most powerful habit you can build to actually be informed.
And last but not least, you have to learn to trust your own internal alarm bells. If you're reading something and you realize you're only getting one side of the story, that's a red flag. If the words they're using seem designed to make you angry or afraid, that's a huge red flag. And if they're taking something incredibly complicated and making it sound black and white simple, ding, 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 that's the biggest red flag of all. It means they're not trying to inform you, they're trying to influence you.
Look, using these tools isn't just about understanding today's news better. That's great, but that's just the start. The real magic happens when you get so good at this that you start to see what's coming tomorrow. You start to recognize the patterns, you can feel the pressure building in different parts of the world, and you start to predict the next big story before it even happens. And honestly, that's not just a skill, it's a superpower.